Hello, and welcome to a discussion with ASICS and One Tree Planted. I am Karen Menez, Director of Communications for ASICS America. I'm thrilled to moderate this important discussion during Earth Month. At ASICS, our mission and founding philosophy is to help people to achieve a sound mind and sound body. In order to achieve that, we need a sound Earth to run on. In an effort to reduce our carbon footprint and CO2 emission while furthering ASICS's commitment to sustainability, we have partnered with One Tree Planted, an environmental charity that supports reforestation around the world. At ASICS, we have goals to reduce 63% CO2 by 2030 for both owned operations and supply chain, including products, and net zero by 2050. To achieve these goals, we need partners like One Tree Planted. And with that said, I'd like to have our panelists briefly introduce themselves. First off, Sean.
Thanks, Karen. My name is Sean Condon. I've been with ASICS since 2017, and I currently serve as our Vice President of Omnichannel. So I oversee our retail business, our digital businesses, and our customer service teams.
Great. And Ross?
Thanks, Karen. Yeah, really excited to be here. My name is Ross Burnett. I'm a forestry specialist at One Tree Planted, and my role within the organization is to support our monitoring efforts. How do we ensure the trees we're planting around the world are growing, and how can we report on that transparently?
Awesome. And Ross, we'll start with you today. Just give us a little bit of background. What is One Tree Planted and how did it start?
Yeah, for sure. So One Tree Planted is a global charity that supports reforestation efforts around the world. So we were started about 7 years ago by our founder, Matt Hill, who was working in the sustainable packaging business, and he wanted to make it easier for their company to have an impact on the environment. And he wanted, trees. Everyone recognizes the world needs more trees for their many benefits, and he wanted to find an organization to support, to plant trees. And it was hard. It was harder than he thought it should be. So he created One Tree Planted to make it easy for individuals and corporations to support reforestation projects around the world. And our mission is simple. We $1 donated, one tree planted, right there in the name. And yeah, of course, it's about more than just the trees, but that is just the way to make it real and tangible for people.
Awesome. And Sean, can you talk to us a little bit about the ASICS and One Tree Planted partnership and how it came to life?
Yeah, I think for us, Karen, as you mentioned at the beginning, we're really trying to build or try to contribute to a sound Earth. So we really wanted to partner with someone who had a clear and easy to understand business model that aligned with our sustainability objectives. And as Ross just mentioned, it is very, very simple. $1 equals one tree planted. But not only does One Tree Planted check that box, I think for us, we were really looking for people that were passionate and had a clear vision, and it really resonated with what we were trying to achieve. So I'd have to say that, after our first conversation, we really connected on a deep level. And to understand, and both organizations understand that in order to have a sound mind and a sound body, you also need to have a sound Earth. It was one of those rare conversations, I would say, that you have where you really walk away from it and that you feel inspired and you know that together you can actually make a difference in the world. So that's really how the partnership kicked off. And the vision for Road Tested, it was to create a more circular economy within our ASICS direct-to-consumer business models. And we thought it'd be a great way to not only build a circular economy within our D2C business models, but to also contribute to reforestation by donating a single dollar for every single pair of shoes that we sell to the One Tree Planted organization.
Awesome. And Ross, from your vantage point, obviously, I'm sure lots of different brands want to partner with you. Why was One Tree Planted drawn to ASICS?
Well, for one, just the recognition, the work you do around the world, your commitment to what you outlined earlier in terms of your broader commitments as a company. And then just this specific mission, I think, resonates a lot with me and the organization for more sustainable use of resources. Like, we're so used to, if it's not perfect, throwing something away, and that's wasteful. Planting trees is just one part of the solution for sustainability at a more global scale. And reducing waste is another huge part of that. And so when we put those things together and make recycling, reusing material more attractive or tell the story around it, it's just really exciting. And it's an awesome partnership.
Great. And Sean, you talked a bit about the Road Tested program. Between that program specifically and how we're operating that within our stores and through the ASICS brand, what opportunities do you really see with One Tree Planted through road testing and beyond?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, one thing that I do want to mention as we're talking is now through April 30th, we're actually enabling our consumers on our asics.com website to contribute to this through a donation at checkout. So consumers can either donate $1, $5, or $10 when they're checking out on asics.com, and that's 100% passed through to One Tree Planted. So for us, it's a really important initiative and a way to partner together not only with One Tree Planted, but also to invite our consumers to contribute to this as well. And as we move forward, this road tested program, although it's currently live in our ASICS retail locations, we actually plan to expand this to asics.com by the end of the year. So we will be offering gently worn products through the road tested program for sale to consumers, and this same mission will continue. So for every pair that we sell through our retail stores or online, we will continue to donate $1 to One Tree Planted so that they can plant one tree.
Great. And Ross, obviously the world has gone through so many changes in the past 2 years. In 2021, I know you doubled the number of trees planted. In 2022, reaching 23 million, and you already have 25 million committed. When you reflect on those numbers, like what does that mean to you? And give us an idea of what impact you are making with planting so many trees.
Yeah, it's been remarkable. So I joined One Tree Planted at the end of 2020, and obviously crazy time to join an organization totally remotely during a pandemic. But the team just immediately welcomed me, and it's a completely collaborative, passionate environment. In terms of the One Tree Planted team, I think what you mentioned earlier in terms of walking away from that conversation feeling excited. Yeah, my colleagues are completely inspiring and passionate people that are working to make this happen. So we have the different teammates focused on their specific area. And when we come together as a team, we can hit this scale. There's amazing groups around the world planting trees that have no way to get their story out. And so One Tree Planted really excels at finding, identifying, supporting these groups, connecting them with global brands like yourselves, and helping kind of bridge this gap from the local on the ground implementers, telling their story, helping kind of ensure the right trees are being planted in the right place. And for us, of course, planting trees is about way more than just the tree. That's one metric that's easy to understand, but a big focus of our work is around the communities. Every new project we take on, we want to understand what is the impact on the local folks, on the local communities, and whether that's planting trees in Malawi, Brazil, Costa Rica, or where I live here in California after a wildfire. Understanding the dynamics of the local ecology, the local communities is super important to our work. And the scale is enormous. But yeah, we rely 100% on partnership to make it happen. So we have, we work with over 150 different partners in 45 countries. One Tree Planted, there's no way one organization could do 100% of that by themselves. You have to do it in partnership. And so, yeah, we find amazing partners that we work with year after year, providing this commitment to scale up their resources. And it's been a wild journey.
Awesome. Well, Sean, as a performance running brand, I feel like we're always trying to get our employees moving. And internally, specifically for Earth Month, for every employee that participates in a run for reforestation virtually, we will plant a tree for One Tree Planted. I know we're looking to bring these future opportunities externally and get our different customers and consumers involved. But really, what is the key message that we're looking to promote with these initiatives, both to our own employees at ASICS and then externally as well?
Yeah, Karen, I think truthfully, I mean, the key message here from a brand standpoint, from an ASIC standpoint, is it's not just about the commercial aspect of selling or creating a circular economy. We're also looking for other initiatives where we can continue to contribute to One Tree Planted's mission, for reforestation and planting trees across the globe. The real message for consumers is that initiatives like this take commitment, and not only commitment from the brand side of things, but it takes commitment and partnership between the brand and the consumers to really make it possible. So the best way to maximize our impact, very much like Ross said, they work with hundreds of organizations across the globe to make this mission possible, it also is a collaboration between us and our consumers to bring this mission to life and to be able to provide this in a unique way. So I'd be on the lookout for future opportunities to participate in run challenges or events throughout the course of 2022 or beyond, where consumers can actually get out, log some miles, and then for those miles, we would potentially plant trees with One Tree Planted.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm just going to do another plug for our donate at checkout, because I think that's a wonderful, easy way for people to get involved. Just put that in the cart. So there you go. Perfect. And Ross, where can we see One Tree Planted out in the world? I know it's so important for consumers to kind of see that direct connection into their own communities and across the country, and even more so around the world. So where can we find One Tree Planted?
So one of the amazing things about One Tree Planted is we're just absolutely everywhere right now. And so as soon as you start looking, whether that's social media as a way just to like find out the tip of the iceberg, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We have a really, really amazing social media team. So I would say that's the first thing, like Instagram, One Tree Planted. I think most of our branding is around just One Tree Planted. Really easy to find, but some really exciting partnerships. Just even within the last couple weeks that have been announced, we're working with Amazon Alexa. You can ask your Alexa to grow a tree, and they'll donate $1. We have partnership with Salesforce, Bush Beer, My Peak Challenge with Sam Hugan. We're their environmental partner of the year. Last week, our founder, Matt Hill, was planting trees with Scarlett Johansson in New York City. We just have these amazing partnerships. I think we're really great at amplifying and telling stories. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we are storytellers that want to help people understand the necessity of planting trees and highlighting these amazing organizations that are doing the work and making these connections. So we're to take a look, and we always are doing something new, especially for Earth Month. You can go to our website, onetreeplanted.org. We're doing over 100. I think it's about 115 planting organizations in 20 countries for Earth Month. Our community forestry team finds local volunteer opportunities. So we're always looking to connect groups that need volunteers. People always want to know how they can help, and Earth Month is a great month to do that. You can get plugged in, and even if there's not an event in your community today, hopefully in the future, just reach out and let us know you're interested. Building this community is what it's all about.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, obviously for you, like, this is 12 months out of the year, 24/7, not even just in the month of April with Earth Month. So really applaud the work that you're doing in so many communities across the country and around the world. So as we kind of get to the end of this conversation, just want to throw it to both of you, and maybe Sean, we'll start with you. Like, what is one of the big takeaways that you'd like consumers to leave with today?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the biggest takeaway really is that it does take a village, right? To achieve these missions, it takes everybody, and it takes partnerships like Ross was talking about. It takes brands like ourselves, and it also takes consumers to contribute. And the beauty of it is the simplicity in this business model. So that $1, a single dollar, can make an enormous difference. And together, as we march down this path, consumers, brands, partnerships, One Tree Planted, together the sum of all the donations and the sum of all of the activities will eventually help with the reforestation effort that One Tree Planted has embarked on.
Awesome. And Ross, I guess you get to leave us with your final thoughts here. So same question to you with the key takeaway for consumers and listeners today.
Yeah, I think my big takeaway is just awareness, is bringing that to as many of the decisions you make in the day-to-day as you can, and partnering or finding brands, companies that embody the values that you hold. And so initiatives like this, more sustainable consumption. We all need things, of course. I'm not anti-consumption. We should be supporting organizations and groups that are having that impact. And so finding groups, especially, I love the idea of the road tested program of using lightly used shoes. It's like, reducing the waste stream. So finding, connecting, and sometimes it costs a little more, and sometimes it costs a little bit less. And so there could be a win-win in just doing your consumption sustainably, essentially, and then getting involved and aware of the impact of the things that you're buying.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you too so very much for joining us today, and happy Earth Month to everyone.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Great to
Thanks
chat
for
with
having
you,
me.
and thank you for the partnership.